everybody. Welcome. Welcome. Welcome, everybody. And welcome to the replay for those of you who are tuning in, and welcome to the live for those of you who are tuning in for the first time as well. So go ahead. We're live now. Okay, great.
We're live.
So go ahead, ladies. Introduce yourselves in the comments. Let us know where you are watching from. If this is your very first time into the Conversations, welcome. So come on in and go ahead and introduce yourself into the comments. But before we go ahead and get started, as you can see, we do have a literal beautiful here with us today. We have one of the co-hosts from Hey Beautiful. So she's filling in with us today. She's filling in with us today. So everyone, please welcome Aisha into today's Conversations. Welcome. Hey, beautiful.
Hello. Hey, Sab. Hey, ladies. Yes, we're now live this time. I pressed the right button this time. Y'all didn't know behind the scenes we had a test run here, but then we decided to actually go live. So hello. Yes, I am filling in for Kimberland, and I'm so glad to be here. I'm just so glad to be here, period. So we're going to have fun. I see you, Linda.
Well, thank you for joining us today, Aisha. We really appreciate it. So those of you ladies who are coming into the community, I see you, Mo. I see you, Linda. Welcome, ladies. Go ahead and introduce yourselves. Let us know where you are checking in from. Tag some people in the broadcast. So let them know that you're watching this, and just let them know that you want them to watch along with you. So again, please just go ahead and introduce yourselves. I know it's been a while. We appreciate you for still tuning in. Life be lifing, y'all. Those are the reasons that we weren't here. So life be lifing, and we have such a jam-packed, fun show for you ladies today, and we're just really excited to be back here with you today. All right, so let's go ahead and get all the not pleasantries out the way, but just go ahead and officially start. So
the formalities.
Yes, the formality. So we're going ahead and officially get started. And ladies, again, still pop in. So I see you, Harold. Harold, hey, Lakia, hey, welcome. Okay. I'm going to get started. So Aisha, welcome the ladies into the community as we go ahead and get started. So again, welcome to Conversations. If this is your first time, this is our virtual platform where we talk about all things brown girl related. We are here to connect you with other like-minded women and give you a platform to share your voice in the conversations that matter to us and those that we care about. We invite you to follow Beautiful Brown Girls and follow us individually as we take you on this journey through life. My name is Sab Jackson. I come to you from the sweltering hot city of Dallas, Texas. I'm one of your co-hosts this evening. I am a marketing professional, forever student, podcast host, real estate investor, daughter to Barbara, sister to Maria and Tawana, and woman of God with a bunch of personality. Welcome.
I love that you said that with a bunch of personalities. That's fantastic. So my name, that's about right. My name's Aisha. As Sab said, I'm filling in for the wonderful Kimberland, who is taking some much needed time for her mental health. So Kimberland, we love you. We miss you. We'll see you soon. I come to you from Florida. Do not hold that against me. Like I always say, I do vote. I'm here fighting the good fight. I promise. I am a mom to an amazing little kiddo. I am a wife to probably the craziest man I've ever met. I am an educator. That's my 9 to 5. I am an artist. That's me, my stuff back there. Just saying. And I thank you. And I share this openly for others who are on this journey as well. I am a breast cancer patient here, living this journey, working through this journey. So those are all the things that I am. And tonight I get to be one of your co-hosts with Sab for Conversations. And I'm so excited. Kimberly, look, we know. Yes, we in this Florida mess together. Thank you, girl. We're gonna do this.
Y'all gonna be all right, or are y'all? I'm rooting
for y'all. Try
for y'all all the time. All the time. All right, so we'll go ahead and get started. So brown girls, if you are new to the group, so let me give you a brief background about who we are and what we are. So Beautiful Brown Girls is all about sisterhood, support, and self-care. We are here to create authentic friendships, swap stories, experiences, and ideas around a shared mission of love, inspiration, acceptance. And this is a place where you can be, or we can be, you can be, I can be, Aisha can be our beautiful brown selves. And we appreciate you for spending your time with us. Next, if you love our content, and we hope that you do, so go ahead. Again, I'm going to say it again and again and again. Please tag and share, because we want people to know that we're back. We're Bizac with Aisha, our Hey Beautiful co-host. So if you love our content, we invite you to support us by giving us some reactions. So give us some likes, give us some hearts, give us some shares, give us something. Let us know that you support
all the
us,
love.
Beside us. How do you do that? Sometimes I don't be knowing if I be but go ahead, share the show on your page, share this information, so that you can share with other people. Also, you guys, you can support us with stars. Facebook has allowed us, or given us, the opportunity to get stars. So if you like our content and enjoy what we're talking about tonight, go ahead and give us some stars and continue to give us those likes. We absolutely appreciate it. We need it. We love you for it. So yes, please do that. All right, so let's go ahead and get into our announcements. So Girlfriends Getaway. So you ladies that have actually been on the Girlfriends Getaway in St. Martin and then last year in Cabo, you ladies, they had an amaze balls time. Unfortunately, I didn't go. Aisha, did you go this year?
I did not, clearly, because I am dealing with some other things. But I did promise myself that the next one I'll go on, and I say that though, not the one after this, because it's too cold. It's too cold.
So you don't want to go to the
Y'all
next
have
one.
fun.
So we'll talk about the next one in a second.
But the next warm weather Girlfriends Getaway, y'all hold me to it. I'll be there.
Well, the one that they did in St. Martin, it just seemed beautiful. I know it was beautiful. I don't have to be there to know that it was a beautiful experience. I will say to those ladies that were there, just know, affirm in the comments that Christina and her team, they always put on 5-star experiences. It's not an event, it's an experience. Christina, the community, Christina, which is the founder of Beautiful Brown Girls, puts on an amazing experience. And I'm pretty sure, I'm absolutely positive that it was a beautiful experience full of sisterhood, support, camaraderie, just the whole vibe, the whole energy. I wasn't there. I don't have to be there to know.
Linda's in the comments saying they turned up.
Oh man. Wow. Ladies. Oh, okay. You're showing it in the comments. Yes. I'm pretty sure it was a beautiful experience. I'm sorry that I wasn't there, but I'm really glad to you ladies that were there had a beautiful time.
You've been to one before though, right, Sab?
I did. I went to Cabo last year, but again, I wasn't able to go this year, but I just know, we just wanted to let you ladies know that the ladies in St. Martin had a beautiful time. And while so the next one that they're going to is actually going to be in Montreal. That's the one Aisha was like, I'm not sure quite yet about the cold, but the cold, they're going to be skiing. I don't know. They haven't put out all the details yet, but Montreal skiing, Canada, is going to be You get that? Because I know that's what they all say in Canada.
So, but listen, so it's too cold for me to go to Montreal around that time of year, but I will say this. I have been to Montreal before. It is beautiful. It is just gorgeous. So I know these ladies, they're going to just have an amazing time. It's going to be breathtaking to look at, and the experiences Christina always puts together for it. So I can't wait to see the pictures from Montreal.
Christina said,
it was just
an amazing time.
It just sounds fancy to say Montreal.
Have you said you have been to Montreal before?
I have been. I went to Montreal. Now it was not for a girlfriend's getaway. It was for a college trip. So we may have turned up, but it was probably a different kind of turn up. I'm just saying. But it was amazing. Montreal is just, Canadian people are super nice. Montreal is beautiful. Canada is beautiful.
Yeah, I agree.
So it's going to be a great time for the ladies to go.
I agree. 100%, 110%. I've only been to Toronto before, but not Montreal. So
the link for the getaway is in the comments there. So ladies, click on it. Go get your tickets before it sells out. Because they fill to capacity these trips.
if
So
not already,
go get your tickets. If not already, but go get your tickets.
All right. So those of you ladies who have been with us also know, just want to give you a reminder about our members network. So those of you who have been with us for a while, and those of you who are new to the community may not know that we have a members network, and you can actually get a lot of value in being a part of that, and you get a lot of value being a part of that community. And I say that because our members network is a place off of Facebook, off of Instagram, away from all the algorithms, where you can, all the places that they try to hold a brown girl down, the Facebook and the Instagram, when you try to say something, you know how Facebook slaps your hand and Instagram slaps your hand. Mighty Networks will not slap your hand. We won't slap your hand for being your beautiful brown selves. It's our very own social space here, and we get to show up as our beautiful brown selves. So I would ask you to consider being a part of that community. No algorithms, and if it is, they're good algorithms, brown girl algorithms. They're basically going off of how we move, how a brown girl moves. So join the community, and there you can develop authentic friendships, connections from women locally and globally. I do want to mention that it's only $50 annually, and this will be one of the most invaluable memberships for you to do life with some dynamic women. So if you have not joined the Beautiful Brown Girls community and the Mighty Network community, I would certainly implore you to do so. You have, thanks. It's up on the screen right now. You can go ahead and take a screenshot of it, go to that link, and join the Beautiful Brown Girls Mighty Networks community there.
And let me say real quick, like it was asked in the comments, Phoenix asked if there are other getaways after Montreal. There are getaways annually every year, and now we've started doing 2 a year. It used to just be the one summer one. And if you want to know more about the getaways and the other events that we do, the best way to find that out is join the Members Network, because we put that information first before we announce it on Facebook or our other social platforms. So if you're one or one of our other events, go join the Members Network.
Well said, Aisha. Thank you for that. All right. So what month are we in? August. We're in August. So that means it's like Leo season. And I also know, I think it's Virgo season. So we want you to shout yourself out. If you are an August baby, and you're a Virgo or a Leo. I'm not big into the zodiac signs, but we do want you to shout yourself out if August is your birthday. So we just want to say, ew, and happy birthday to you. Happy another year around the sun to you. If you are, what? Oh,
sorry. You blanked out.
Oh, did I? Ooh, blame Verizon. Blame Verizon, because Verizon has been effing with me or messing with me all day. So with that, I want to say happy birthday to all the August birthdays and all the August babies and all the Leos and all the Virgo, and happy birthday season, and shout out to all of you guys. If you are celebrating a birthday in the month of August and celebrating a birthday and you're a Leo and or Virgo. So happy birthday to you, and happy another year around the sun to you. And do you know anybody who has their birthday in August, Aisha? Is she frozen or am I frozen? I'm not sure. No, I think she's frozen. So we'll just wait for Aisha to come back. All right. So with that, we have some updates here. Let me see. Is Aisha frozen or I'm frozen, you guys? I think it's Aisha. All right. So we do have some updates here. And some of the updates that we want to talk to you guys about is Tory Lanez. Tory Lanez, as you guys know, if you guys don't know, Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion, just want to go ahead and share with you. We previously reported that the Canadian rapper was initially facing a 13-year sentence, and reportedly now the judge has sentenced Tory Lanez to 6 years for assault, an additional 4 more years on the gun sentencing charge. So all in all, he got 10 years. So Tory Lanez has been sentenced to 10 years in state prison. Lanez, he will be, whether or not we care, will be credited for 231 days that he actually spent in jail. He'll get like a 15% credit for 34 of the days that he actually serves. So blah, 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 blah. He'll be spending around 7 to 8 years in jail. Megan did not appear in court to give her impact statement. The district attorney, Kathy Tay, read one on her behalf, and she basically said, he not only shot me, he made a mockery of my trauma. And prosecutors took into consideration all of Tory Lanez's social media posts when he was out on bail. You guys, if you remember, he was like kind of taunting her online and doing rap songs with her online. And those are things that the judge, I don't know if he had a jury, but the judge actually took into consideration, and it was an aggravating factor, which is why in the sentencing, he tried to take it back, calling her a friend, and I still love her. And I'm just like, baloney. So yeah, Tory Lanez got 10 years in state prison. Yeah. We just needed to give you that update because we talked about Megan Thee Stallion before on here, and we will continue to talk about Megan Thee Stallion. Ew. Aisha, you still with me? Is it me or is Aisha frozen? All right. So with that, we have New and Black on Netflix. We got to talk about all of the new movies and the films on Netflix. So the first one that we want to talk about is Coming to America. So New and Black on Netflix. As you guys know, Netflix always has the new and upcoming movies, and one of the first we always start with Netflix. So we'll start with Netflix. What's new and Black on Netflix. So we'll start with Coming to America. Coming to America is on Netflix. I think it was released or came out on the 1st. So the 1st of August. So we got you guys. I feel like they rotate Coming to America often on Netflix. So yeah, Coming to America is out. As you guys know, Prince Akeem, Eddie Murphy, he's the prince of a wealthy African-American country. Like, why am I giving you guys a synopsis? Everybody on here is of the culture. So I don't need to give you guys a synopsis on Coming to America. So yes, Coming to America is on Netflix. Another one that's also on Netflix that I wanted to talk to you guys about that I just started watching a little bit last night is called Painkiller. Painkiller with Matthew Broderick and Uza Adoba, Crazy Eyes from Orange is the New Black. Brief synopsis: the causes and consequences of America's opioid, I may pronounce it incorrectly, opioid epidemic unfolds in this drama following its perpetrators, victims, and an investigator seeking the truth. The investigator, played by Aduba, from the little that I saw and I watched, I liked it. Are you familiar with, have you watched Painkiller at all, Aisha?
I have not. I didn't know if it was a documentary or is it like a drama show. So I haven't seen it because I got enough. I don't know if I wanted to see like about the drugs.
Ooh, you know what, Nala? I know we're on talking about the new shows, but I really just liked your comment on that. I just wanted to share it. So yes, protect Black women all the time. We saw your Megan Thee Stallion posts, and yeah. So I know we're on.
There you go.
Right now. You guys know me. If you guys are not new to the community, I have a tendency to jump all over the place. Kimberland.
She be on different tracks. Sab, come back. No. So Sab, is Painkillers? Is it a documentary? Is it a real show? Like a drama show? What is it?
It's a drama.
Okay.
It's a drama based off of real events and real situations, and they changed the names to make it more entertaining. They changed the names, they changed the story slightly, but it is based off of true events that happened to real people. So like one of the companies in the show is called Purdue. But I don't know if that's a real company. We know it's a college, but it was like Purdue Pharma or something like that. So
yeah, I think it is. I don't know. Maybe.
So yeah, it's just talking about the opioid Oxycontin. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. Epidemic.
Yes.
And you just learn about how a lot of these pharma companies really don't give a ish about us. And they don't really give a care about really trying to serve you, the consumer. All they want is this money. And this Netflix show really puts a spotlight on that. So so far, unfortunately, but fortunately, it is a good watch. So I would definitely implore you to watch it. It came out on the 10th. And yeah, it's definitely a watch.
Okay. All right. So one of the next ones that's new and on Netflix, it is actually coming out on the 22nd. So that's like next Tuesday, next Wednesday, I think, is Some More, a Queen with No Spades. Okay. Put in the comments if y'all know who Some More is. She is one of the original queens of comedy. She did the Queens of Comedy with Monique and several other comics early on, several years ago, as an answer to the Kings of Comedy. She is funny. She is funny. She don't hold nothing back. If you get offended, this might not be the comedian for you. I'm just saying. She is hilarious. This is her fourth self-produced comedy special. So big up for producing your own comedy special, sis. Go on. And it was filmed in the Fana Theater in Miami Beach. And she's going to cover, because it's Some More. Like I said, she don't hold back. She covers her own personal growth, development, life, politics, everything. So I can't wait for this to come out. Like I said, it comes out on the 22nd, and I know I will definitely be watching this one.
Wait a minute, Linda, for real? Nia Long's sister? I didn't know she said this is Nia Long's sister.
I'm gonna need to research that one, Linda. I don't know. I mean, I believe you heard it somewhere, but I'm gonna need to research
she's
that
also
one.
Tasha Smith's actress sister. What?
I think I knew that, but Nia Long, I don't know. I'm gonna have to look that one up.
I kind of maybe passively heard about that. Thank you, Linda.
I never. Yes, she was in the movie Something New. I'm like, she's been everywhere, and she's just funny as all get out. Oh my God. So I can't wait for that to come out. Another thing that is new and on Netflix.
What's new and on Netflix?
Listen, y'all. Okay. Sab knows I was so excited to talk about this. I wore my earrings. Like, I don't have really big ones, but I wore my little hoop earrings. Okay. So this is Ladies First, a story of women in hip hop. It is already out on Netflix. It came out on the 9th. And when I tell you I binge watched the entire, it's only a 4-episode docuseries. I binge watched all 4 episodes back to back in one day, because that's just how I am. Hip hop, as we know, last Friday, it celebrated its 50th birthday. Happy birthday, hip hop. Yes.
Yeah.
And yes. And so in honor of that, Netflix is spotlighting the women who have truly shaped this genre, this culture, this legacy, in this truly beautiful docuseries. These ladies are showing the utmost confidence. They are showing the battles they went through to get where we are today, the respect that they deserve that so many of them didn't get. And it's amazing. It celebrates a lot of the well-known hip hop artists that we know. Queen Latifah, obviously there on the screen, MC Lyte, The Brat, Salt and Peppa, and how they started. But what I love about this is it's also showing, I told you, this is like my thing. I was ready. Let's talk about this. I can talk about a whole show about this. It's talking about the stories of the women in hip hop that we often forget, or in some cases just got erased. So, do you know who Roxanne Shante is?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. MC Shyrock. Do you know who that is?
No, unfortunately, I do not.
MC Shyrock was considered the first lady hip hop artist on the mic, just straight serving them. Sylvia Robinson, who was an executive producer. Without her, we would not have half the music we had. And what's really cool, because I know, Sam, we just talked about Meg Thee Stallion. I know, you love Cardi B. We got a lot of these new artists. They connect the dots. Yes, thank you. Talking about Moni Love in there. They connect the dots between the originators, the pioneers, and then Cardi, Rhapsody, some girl I ain't even heard of called Lotto. I need to check her out. Sweetie. So this just, if I haven't sold you on this series, we need to have a sit down and talk. Go watch this. It's just, I mean, it takes it back. I'm telling you. You would love it, Sab.
I mean, it would. I think I don't want to sound like I'm like in my like I do appreciate the newer artists, but like I love maybe I'm just not stuck. I'm just like I'm still a Little Kim fan. I love the raunchy Little Kim, and I get how these artists today are like I like Nicki, not love her, but I like Nicki. I like Cardi, not love her, but like I swear, like.
But I tell you what, you know, the thing is, like they talk about the little Kim, they talk about all of them. They talk about how these women, without these women and what they went through, we don't have the women, we don't have a Meg Thee Stallion.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, without these, and they give respect. Like if you love old school hip hop and the women of old school hip hop, you would like this. I mean, listening to Debrat, I Yo-Yo was in there listening to her talk about what she went through. This is for an old school hip hop lover, but also the new school, because I'm not much for the new school. I ain't gonna lie. Like I don't understand.
Yeah, I would have to. I'll have to be bored to watch it. But clearly, Aisha loves it. I was bored last night when I watched Painkillers. I was like, okay, let me just turn it. It takes a lot for me to actually sit down and watch it. Like I'm just on the go, you guys.
I got you.
For me to sit down and watch it, it takes a lot. All right,
but so I'm telling you, tune in, you'll love it. But on that note, though, before we go, we would be remiss not to mention, in honor of hip hop, we did have a passing of an incredibly influential and pioneer gentleman in hip hop music. So we want to go ahead and mention Clarence Avant. Is his name. He was a pioneer. He was a music executive. He's often called the godfather of Black music. He's the one who discovered Bill Withers, who sang one of my favorite songs, Ain't No Sunshine When She's Gone. I love me that song. He was also, I didn't know this, the co-promoter of the Michael Jackson Bad Tour. So, and many other accolades. So he sadly passed away, according to multiple sources, on Sunday at the age of 92. So he lived a very good life. But we do want to recognize him and his passing and send our condolences to his family as well.
Oh, before you switch over, somebody mentioned in the comments that he does have a Netflix documentary. I did hear about that, but also someone in the comments.
Yes.
Thank you, Bettina. She mentioned Magoo. Remember Magoo from Timberland and Magoo. I don't know the song. I know the song, but I don't want to sing it on here. Up jumps the boogie, boogie jumps me. Like
yes,
Timberland and Magoo. I'm sorry, Timberland and Magoo. Magoo passed away, and I'm sorry we don't have a picture of him here because we just got learned about him. So thank you, Bettina, for mentioning that.
Yes.
That he also passed away at 50. That's too young. That's too young.
We lose a lot of our, pioneers and things and influencers too early. So that's just but
so rest in peace to both Mr. What is his name? Mr. Avant. And actually, I remember his wife passed. Or no, I'm sorry, she didn't pass. She unfortunately got murdered.
She was murdered. I believe it was during a home invasion.
Yes.
About 2 years ago. And so they have not disclosed what he passed from at this time. But I mean, he was 92.
Old age, yeah.
Lived a good life. But yes, his wife sadly was taken 2 years ago. So,
all right.
But again, on to some better news, topics and news that every beautiful brown girl should know about. And first up, who remembers who this lovely, wonderful, beautiful athlete is?
I do.
For those of you that don't know, this is the beautiful Gabby Douglas. And as a former gymnast, she's an icon. She's truly. The last time we saw Gabby Douglas compete was in the 2012 and the 2016 Olympic Games, respectively.
2012?
2012, and then no, girl, listen. listen to the whole sentence. 2012 and then 2016. Those were the last two Olympic Games she competed in.
2016. What year are we in now? 2023?
2023.
That's still a long time.
That is still a long time. Yes. But in 2016 and 2012, respectively, she made history. She was the first U.S. gymnast, period, black or white, first U.S. gymnast to win the all-around and team titles at the same Olympic Games. Go on, sis. And she was the first African-American gymnast to take home the individual Olympic all-around gymnastics gold. That means she was the best on every single one of those events. Yes. She missed the 2020 Olympics because of the pandemic. And then she was taking some time off to focus on her mental health and just kind of healing. There were some, things, some controversies and scandals and things in the USA Olympics. She was healing from all that, but she is back. She is gearing up, and she is gearing up and getting ready she is training, she is competing again to come back to the 2024 Olympic Games, but she's not alone, y'all.
What do you mean she's not alone? What does that mean, Aisha?
My girl, Simone. Simone's coming back. So we are quite literally looking at one of the Black girl magic all over, one of the best Olympic female gymnastic teams ever. We got Gabby and Simone. Shut it down. So Simone, we know, Simone was in the last Olympic Games in 2020, but we know she actually stepped down during the Olympic Games to take care of her mental health, and she got some shade thrown at her from all sides.
Why?
Because people were like, you're the best. You should be able to handle anything. What do you mean you're stepping down? Mental health, like people just
we're supposed to be made of Teflon. Oh, I forgot.
Yes.
I forgot.
So she took the time that she needed. Good for her. She got married. Cutest little pictures ever. Go girl. I know, she's so cute. They look so happy. But now she is back. She competed in early August at the U.S. Classic right outside of Chicago. And she, just like Gabby Douglas, looks to be headed back to the 2024 Olympic Games in Paris. Paris. And one of the great things about Simone, she's won 30 Olympic and world championships by the age of 24.
I mean,
listen,
they got to start them young. You got to start them young.
They can't touch us when it comes to the Olympic Games. Both these ladies show up, shut it down. So the Olympic Games look to be huge in 2024 for the sport of gymnastics. And I could not be happier.
I absolutely agree with you, Latasha. They don't deserve us. And so much so, like the U.S., I feel like they just don't care about we're indispensable as a Black woman, girl.
So I'm gonna be sad for a minute, and I'm gonna take a side trip here, but I'm gonna come back quick, I promise. So I watched Latasha, you're right. I watched a documentary because I love me a good documentary. Recently, I think it was on Netflix or maybe it was Amazon Prime, I don't remember, about the 1963 Olympic Games where we had where Jesse Owens was in it and broke all those records. And when you hear the story about what we went through to get there as Black athletes and what they faced over there and the athletes that didn't even get to compete, all the things, they don't deserve us. But we're going to keep showing up and showing out. That's all I'm saying.
I agree.
So, but if you're looking to go to the Paris Games in 2024, tell them what problems they might have.
Well, if you're looking to go to the Paris Games, or for those of you who plan on traveling to Montreal, even though this is 2024, if you're looking to go to the Paris Games, like she said, you guys, starting in 2024, U.S. citizens will need a visa to travel to Europe. Americans looking to travel to Europe in 2024 should be aware of this new requirement that will go into effect for U.S. passport holders. So for those of you ladies and or gentlemen planning to travel to Europe, you will soon need a visa to do so. We essentially will need to apply for authorization through the European Travel Information and Authorization System. I've never heard of that before. I swear I learned something new every time I'm on the show. American travelers currently have visa-free access in 148 global destinations. So with the U.S. passport ranking 8th among the most powerful passports to own, Singapore offers actually the world's most powerful passport to own. The electronic travel authorization is linked to the traveler's passport and grants short-term entry for up to 90 days within any 180-day period to 30 European countries. So the application process only costs $7.79. I don't know how long the process takes. So if you plan on going to Paris or anywhere in 2024, get your visa yesterday. You know what I mean? Because like that, it could take a while, and you definitely want to avoid any last minute complications. How do we feel about this? I always thought that if I wanted to go to Africa, I needed a visa. I didn't think that if I wanted to go to Paris or any place in Europe that I need a visa now.
So, Sab, there's a question in the comments there. Karen asked, she said she thought it was you if you were staying longer than a couple weeks. So, like, if I want to go to the Paris Games and I'm just there for the weekend, do I still need a visa?
You still need a visa. You need a visa period to go to Europe. And it allows you to stay up to 90 days within a 180-day period. So, yeah. A weekend, you need a visa.
Wow. I mean, I guess because if you're gonna go, you really have to like make the effort. And I guess if you're like one of the crazy people they're trying to keep out, you're not gonna make that effort. So it's safer to go. I don't know. It's a lot.
It is a lot. It's a lot. I don't know. You know what? It makes me think, you crazy Americans. Let's make it hard. Crazy Americans.
Yep, that's what Camille just said. She said, I think Americans or those coming from America are becoming more and more unwelcome. Well, yeah, because look how we act when we go places.
Yeah.
We can't act right. Like Beyonce said in Breakaway, we forgot how we act outside. So, and I like I said, I don't blame them. It's like your house. Do you want somebody coming to your house that's all kinds of crazy? No. I'm going to need you to act right before you come to my house.
Can I just say, I saw a woman, before we got on the show, I saw it online. This woman, it was in Italy, I believe. And let me know if you ladies saw this too, real quick. This woman hopped across this, got on this fountain in Italy, this tourist fountain, so she can fill her water bottle. If you gonna see it.
Was she American?
I don't know. I want to assume that she is. I don't know. But like, why would you hop something so historic? You know that they close off what's that rock hinge? What's that Stonehenge. Like, they used to allow people to go up to it and take pictures. Now it's roped off. Like stuff like that.
Well, but I will say places like that, like I went to Egypt before. And so like when we go to the pyramids, it was Americans, it was people from all over the globe. So you don't always know if it's just Americans. Like there are people all over that don't know how to act right. But stop, Linda. Linda said, what's her name? Karen. Linda, you cut off today. To our Karens in the community, we're sorry. You could have move on. So there is a thing. First of all, put in the comments how many of you all use AI, whether it's to Photoshop your photos or like your Chat GPT, all those things. Right now they're saying Zillennials. I don't even know Zillennials is a thing.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, like okay, we just keep naming generations. But anyway,
I know
Zillennials are saving a lot of money using AI for their professional headshots instead of hiring photographers. Okay. So we all know if you've ever hired a photographer before, they can be incredibly expensive. The cheap ones are, in the hundreds range. The more expensive ones can be anywhere $500, $600, $700, $800 and above. So zillennials these days are using Photoshop programs, or platforms, I should say, like Remini, Studio Shot AI, and even Canva, which a lot of us are familiar with.
Mhm.
They have a tool called Magic Edit to quickly change their pictures from the before to the after. Exactly. From the no makeup to the I look like a glamour model, that kind of thing. So these programs, these platforms, some of them are free. There are lots of free ones online that you can download from your Google Play, your Apple Store, whatever. And there are some of them that do have a cost, but these costs can be anywhere as low as $9.99 a week to change those selfies from, like we said, that before to this glamorous after. So I'll tell you a quick story. I mentioned I'm in education. We had pre-planning 2 weeks ago. I don't even remember now.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sitting there next to one of my coworkers, and we have to have a little headshot that goes on our teacher page.
Mm-hmm.
I've used the same one since I started. It's a selfie I took, looks really cute. I took the bags out from under my eyes. I was like, I'm good to go. I looked at hers because she used a new one, and I was like, that's gorgeous. I was like, ooh, what photographer did you go to for that? She goes, AI. I went, huh? The few other teachers in one of the presentations on the slideshow, there was like 3 of them on the team, all AI.
But
she sent me the link.
AI, but it looks AI. Can you go back to the one slide before?
No. So, Sab, I'm telling you. So this is what she did. She used the Studio Shot .ai. She said I haven't used it yet. She said she took like 5 pictures of herself, uploaded them all, and then the program put them all together to make this gorgeous picture of her. It looked like her.
I mean, it is her, but is it like painting her face and painting? It looks like a
no. I have been around. It does not look like a Pixar avatar or something. I have been around photos and photography. I used to model back in the day. I'd done commercials. So I've seen photographers. I've seen headshots. Girl, I'm telling you, these all looked so genuine. I was like, let me get on this AI headshot thing.
Well, AI isn't just for headshots, as you guys know, because I saw some of you guys in the comments, because I use AI to, people use it to help them write emails. People use it on their LinkedIn profiles. Like, people use AI for a myriad of reasons. Like, I'm one of those people that has used AI for marketing pieces. I need, so yes, I've used AI, not for my pictures, because I remember, I've used AI before. Use AI as a tool. Don't be, even in your photos, use it as a tool, which is what your teachers have done. But if you plan on using AI for to write your messages or your emails, use it as a tool. Don't be dependent on it, because
make sure, like, you can go in, like, I use Chat GPT. I use Bard is another one. I love it to help me write things, but then go in and personalize it.
Yes, exactly.
That's the key there. Let it be your starter, not your finish.
Exactly.
But keep letting us know if you're embracing the AI trend, but I don't think it's a trend. I think AI is here to stay. Let us know.
All right. So before we go to the next, the words fade in the water. Fades giving. One of the most important moments in recent Black history.
I just want to sing instead of wade in the water. I'm like, fade in the water.
I feel like, I feel like we don't need to kind of rehash it. I feel like you have not been sitting under a rock and you know what Fade's giving is. And quick, I'll give a brief synopsis. We'll give a brief synopsis here anyway. So it happened between a group of thug white people against a group of Black people who thought it was 1823 and not 2023. When a security guard asked a group of white people to move their pontoon boat, so that the larger boat full of us, the Harriet, could dock with all the Black people on it. So we get from there trying to dock from here, which is the whole scenario and how it unfolded. And again, we don't have to go over it. We want to stay on trend and topical because this happened on Thanksgiving, August 5th. So like the internet did its thing, you guys, and Aisha, you ladies in the community, we feel like the internet did its thing.
The internet exploded. Like I came across it in bits and pieces, and I think I saw memes before I saw the story. Yes. The internet went bananas.
The internet did its thing. It gave us so much comedy. It was funny to me. I'm sorry, let me rephrase. Let me be really particular about my words because this lasts forever. It was, ladies, tell us how you felt about it. How did you feel about the situation as it unfolded, or as it's still unfolding now? We do know that 3 of the white men from the brawl have been arrested. The gentleman that
okay, so wait, Sam, before you get to that, so this is for you, Linda. This is get your chair.
That thing has taken a life of its own. Like, I've seen so many memes today. I saw one of this white guy and this Black guy sitting there playing, like it was white people training with a chair, and this Black guy was sitting there acting like,
yeah.
I swear the internet is just so crazy.
Somebody, if you've ever been to an outdoor wedding and they have the little white, like the white picnic chairs, I saw a meme that said, outdoor weddings will never be the same again. I was like, so wow. And I mean, like, when I saw it, I had very mixed emotions because I was like, it made me sad. This man's just trying to do his job, get his check, go home to his family when he's done, and y'all got to come up here start foolishness. Like, can we stop with the foolishness? Like, that made me sad and then made me mad. But then I was hopeful for all the people that came to his aid, and my little Michael B. Phelps swimmer boy. I think I rewound the video like 4 times. I was like, where did he come from?
He came from the boat.
I realize that now, but I didn't know that then. I was like,
he was just like,
but Sab, tell them about these 3 humans.
Yes, I don't know their names. We don't care to know their names.
We don't need to.
The 3 men that 3 thugs that attacked the security guard as he was trying to move the boat. I mean, I feel like it was more thugs. It was a white woman thug. It was a couple white women thugs.
She got the chair.
Huh?
She got the chair.
You got the chair. You know what was also interesting, you guys, and we don't have him here, it's just how the news reports and their headlines when it comes to when we're attacking or when they're attacking. I swear I wish I would have thought of that before, but it was just very interesting.
But you know what's funny? When it came to that lady, there were people on both sides, Black and white, that were like, yo, dude, you done gone too far.
What lady? The lady that got hit?
The lady that got hit. There were people on both sides, Black, white.
Before.
Thank you. That's what I said. If you think you grown enough to throw hands, you grown enough to get that chair. Period. Like,
so, they got arrested.
Yeah, don't throw hands and then be like, oh, don't hit me. No.
Or and try to play victim. Yeah.
No, I'm sorry.
It's definitely something in the water in Alabama, because we were going to talk about Carly Russell, but Carly Russell is old news technically. Yeah. But yeah, she was from Alabama. These folks are from Alabama. So it's something in the water in Alabama, clearly, with things happening. But I liked that. So for me, I was like just really happy. Not happy. I was just proud to see that all of those Black people came to the aid of their other brethren. Is that how you say it?
Brethren.
It was just really good to see, and because that doesn't often happen, it was just a good old fight. No one pulled out a gun, no one had a knife. They had a chair.
I can't with the chair. But these three hopefully are just the first three in many that are going to get arrested.
They got a lot of video to watch. They got a lot of video to watch it back to see who's who and what's what. That's another thing. Like the videos were good. It wasn't just like it was from all angles. We got like a really good video. So we just wanted to bring Fade's giving up, just to let you guys know it was on our radar to talk about. I mean, I feel like this is still going to be a thing for a while, but this is a moment in Black history that we will be celebrating for quite some time.
So next year it'll be Juneteenth and then Fade's giving. So that's how that'll work.
Fade's giving. That's what's so funny. So bad. All right. So what do we have next on the docket?
Oh Lord. Speaking of videos, and again, remember I said I fight the good fight here, people. So those of you that water that Sab was talking about in Alabama, apparently it's trickling down here to Florida. Those of you with children, with grandchildren, who know people who have children, who are maybe about to have children, or even just you live in today's society and are going to be, interacting with someone who was a child at some point, who grows up, you want to watch out for this. So it made national news recently that the Florida Board of Education, who has our wonderful governor here.
Wait, what?
Girl, you heard me cough afterwards, right? I mean, I'm just saying. Well, yes, DeSatan, Death Santis. That's my name for him. So he has his hand deep in the Florida Department of Education pocket. Thank you. It was reported about a week or so ago that we have aligned with a conservative media company called Prager University. Videos by PragerU are now able to be used in classrooms throughout the state of Florida. Now, to put this in some context, this is considered to be a supplemental curriculum, and it's not even a real curriculum. It is actually billed as what they call edutainment. Edutainment. So education, entertainment. It was created by a conservative radio show host. His name is Dennis Prager. That's where the name comes from. He's a real person. And he is, if you know of anybody who listens to conservative radio, he's actually quite popular in the right-wing evangelical side of things. He has started to solicit his various videos to different states. Florida is actually one of the first ones to take him up on it. Now, what this means, though, is this curriculum. Let me be very clear on something. This curriculum or edutainment, it's designed to teach kids aspects of history, including Christopher Columbus. We all know him. Noah and the Rainbow. And if that sounds like Noah's Ark to you, it's because it is. And also they even have a video that says kids will realize that discrimination isn't as bad as they think after they watch a video of a young girl from India.
What?
I got to put on my clutching pearls voice when I say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you think it's as bad as it sounds, it really is. There are historians and political scientists right now who are criticizing PragerU for their videos for containing misleading, inaccurate information about topics such as slavery and racism in the U.S., immigration, and the history of fascism. And PragerU, they do not hide their facts, their belief structure, that they are working to actively promote an anti-LGBTQIA plus political agenda. Yeah. And the founder, he is very open that he is working to fight the indoctrination against the dominant left-wing ideology. Lord help me, I need a drink now after saying that. Let me put something into perspective, though. Just because the Florida Department of Education, and I probably would assume a Department of Education in any state accepts a piece of curriculum does not mean that it is guaranteed to be used.
Mhm.
I myself have been on the committees for 2 different curriculum adoptions. What that means is the state says, yes, this is one of the approved resources you can use.
Mhm.
Then it goes to each district, and the district then has to say, oh, yes, we're going to use that. Some districts will say, no, we're not going to use that, because every year the Department of Education approves, 10, 12 different resources on one singular topic.
Okay.
So it is not a guarantee. I can tell you, in good news coming out of Florida, there are actually several counties and several districts right now that are actively saying no, they will not be using PragerU resources, materials, videos in their schools. So that's actually a very good thing to hear. What I would urge anybody to do, if you have children, again, I said, if you have grandchildren, if you know somebody with children, talk to your child's teacher. I ask, my child's teacher knows me very well at the start of the year. Ask that teacher what materials they'll be using, because the teacher can download some of these materials for free. Talk to the principal. Ask what materials the district has approved, what materials the school has approved. Go to your school board meetings. Find out what materials the school board has approved. Because if teachers are found to be using materials that are not approved, they can get in a lot of trouble. And that includes with this PragerU nonsense. And there are Facebook groups dedicated to watching this itself, where it's spreading to. So Florida's the first, but I can tell you it's not going to be the last to approve this curriculum and others like it. So
definitely not
keep an eye out, folks.
This is an instance of DeSantis, wanting to literally rewrite and change history, and that he's just on this escapade, this I don't know what you call it, trying to literally
crusade. It's a crusade,
literally trying to rewrite history. So this also makes me think of like, okay, yeah, you talked about, and we talked about all of the counties that may or may not or be approve of it at all. But let me make a note. Correct me if I'm wrong, Aisha, that if this student, if the teacher wants this content to show resource to use in the classroom, they have to pay for it. Next,
some of it they have to pay for. Some of it is actually available for free.
Okay.
Which is the really scary part. But if the district, so for example, the district I work in, and thankfully the district my son goes to school in, neither one of them have agreed to use this. They both have said, we're staying away from this one. If a teacher, is found to use one of their resources, since the district has not approved it, you can make a formal complaint against that teacher, and there are repercussions. So most teachers
don't know that. The students don't know that. They're just seeing a cartoon that's entertaining. That's the scary part about it.
I tell you what, I talk to my child every single day.
But you have a lot of parents that don't. You have a lot of low-income parents that aren't as fully engaged as an Aisha. So you have to think about
which is why we do this, which is why spread the word to your friends, to your neighbors. I tell you what, my son knows. He had somebody once tell him, okay, I'm gonna sidestep again real quick. He had somebody once tell him that we all know the Titanic, and there were, classes of people. He had somebody tell him that the classes, like first class, second class, third class, had nothing to do with race. And he looked them dead in the eye. My son was 7 at the time. He looked them dead in the eye and he said, that's not true. He said third class were the Black people, the poor people, the immigrants. Like, he corrected them because we've done our job. Mm-hmm. So talk to your kids. Going to the library is free, no matter your socioeconomic. So talk to your friends. Thank you, Latasha. It takes a village, period. And what's really scary, and the last thing I'm going to say about this, is that we know DeSantis, for all the jokes about his name and all the things, this man is wanting to run the country. Yeah. So he's doing this here in Florida he will do it on a national level. He will attempt to do it on a national level. And that's why this is so important and so scary too. So
extremely scary. So I'm glad that we were able to share this. So let's definitely keep an ear to what's happening in Florida, unfortunately. But all right, so the next story that we want to talk to you guys about is the DeSantis. See how it's descendants of Henrietta Lacks reached a settlement in their lawsuit against a biotech company over the use of the Baltimore woman's immortal cells. You guys, are you familiar with Henrietta Lacks? All of these biotech companies, they reaped in billions. I was going to say millions, but actually billions of dollars from a racist medical system now known as HeLa cells. So in 1951, a young mother of 5, Henrietta Lacks, visited Johns Hopkins Hospital complaining of vaginal bleeding. Lacks went to the Johns Hopkins Medical Center for her cervical cancer treatment. When her cancer cells were biopsied, doctors realized that instead of her cells actually dying, her cells doubled every 20 to 24 hours. Her cells were harvested without her knowledge and permission. The cells began what was first and or for many years the only human cells line able to reproduce indefinitely. Her cells, now that we all now know as HeLa cells for Henrietta Lacks, remained remarkably durable and prolific line of cells used in research around the world. They nicknamed them HeLa cells, and they played a critical role in medical advancements despite having no permission from Lacks or her family. The cells were taken and are still, keyword still, being used for research by multiple scientific and medical companies in a variety of things, such as like vaccines, cosmetic decades later. The HeLa cells were also used in the development of polio vaccine, along with treatments for cancer, HIV and AIDS, leukemia, Parkinson's disease, like the list goes on. Miss Lacks died in 1951. The terms of the settlement remain confidential. So the question that we wanted to pose to you ladies, like I feel like everyone has heard about Henrietta Lacks, and if you have not, that was a brief bio, unfortunate bio of who she was. The question that we want to ask you ladies is, again, the settlement was undisclosed, but do you feel like monetary gain payout is a sufficient consequence from these biotech companies? And if not, what should be the consequence to the biotech company for their actions? I'll go ahead and share what I think. And I was listening to the Higher Learning podcast. I think that her family should have whatever they want. They should have money in perpetuity. They should have money anytime they want. Should have resources anytime they want. They should be able to have their colleges, the entire family. Like you can't, yes, it's an undisclosed settlement, but whatever the family wants.
Feeling.
The grandchildren's grandchildren. Like this entire family should be set. Yep. Generations that aren't even born yet should be set for the rest of their lives. Because
it's so hard because they did the wrong thing. They took what was this woman's body without her permission, but then they're using it to supposedly, find vaccines and things like that, which is great. And I say this from with my own life that yes, please find some cures for, different cancers so nobody has to go through this again. But yeah, money's not enough, because if I give you $1 million, but I'm making 30 billion, that ain't nothing. That doesn't hurt me. Yep. So yeah. I hope I'm saying this right. Udim is right. Money's not enough. Reparations are not enough. I don't know what the answer is, but
it was literally slavery, like medical slavery. Mm-hmm. That's sort of pretty much. Yeah. Like they were taking her cells and using them for years and years and years without her permission. So Yeah, I agree with her. Again, I don't know if perpetuity is the word.
The community is agreeing that no, the money is not enough, and it takes a whole lot more to make amends for what these companies have done, because it's not just one biotech company. Her cells were harvested and then they were given to multiple tech companies and medical facilities and things. So the community agrees. It's not okay. Before we go to this next story, I'm going to tell you right now, there may be a possible trigger warning when it comes to maternal health. So I'm just gonna preface that right now. So there was a story recently, July 9th, out of Georgia, actually, Riverdale, Georgia, right outside of Atlanta, about 13 miles. The Jessica Ross and Travion Isaiah Taylor Sr., who you see there pictured on the right in the pink, they went to a hospital in Riverdale, Georgia, to deliver their very first child. And the long and the short of it is there was a problem during the delivery and the baby got stuck. This is something that does happen. All the time, and doctors are supposed to be equipped to deal with this. The doctor who you see there pictured in the middle, her name was Dr. Tracy St. Julian. She attempted to get the baby out multiple times by applying some extra pressure. However, and this is where, again, I warn you about a possible trigger warning. She applied apparently so much pressure that she crushed the baby's face and skull and separated it from its body. So in essence, the baby was decapitated. Now, at the time, Jessica Ross did not know what was happening. She had asked for a cesarean section, was not given it until about 3 hours after all of this was going on, and Dr. St. Julian switched from a vaginal birth to a cesarean birth. And then the baby was born via C-section. However, the head of the baby was actually still delivered vaginally. When the baby was delivered, the parents were told that the baby was stillborn, that it was not alive, but it was rushed away. After multiple attempts to see their child, even after knowing the baby had passed on, they were denied this until eventually the baby was brought to them. But the baby was swaddled so tight that the baby looked to be in one piece.
Hide it.
The head was actually propped up. It was not until later, according to the lawsuit that the family has filed against both the doctor and the hospital, Southern Regional Medical Center, it wasn't until then that they found out that the baby had actually been decapitated. They asked for an autopsy to find out the reason for the baby's passing after the birth. They were denied it. And again, it wasn't until later that they found out what had actually happened at the funeral home. The funeral director, whoever it is at the funeral home, had told them, no, your baby basically had no head attached. And that was when they found out. And this lawsuit at this time, the lawsuit has been filed, and it has been filed against both the doctor, Tracy St. Julian, and the hospital. And the lawsuit alleges gross negligence, fraud, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. It seeks what they call unspecified punitive damages, which means they ain't gonna tell us how much money they're trying to get. Again, this would be, you gonna set me and my family for life, as far as I'm concerned. This is still a developing story, so we will definitely keep you updated. One of the things we talk a lot here at Beautiful Brown Girls about, find a doctor that looks like you, that looks like us. I can say I have felt better in my own journey because I have doctors now that look like me. I got answers for things that I have complained about for years and got ignored until recently when I switched to a doctor that looked like me. We can see that this doctor looks like us, so it is a strong. We used to say in my family, not all skin folk are kinfolk. Ask questions. Just because they look like us isn't a guarantee they're a good doctor. You can get personal recommendations from friends. Interview your doctor. Hey, ask them, what happens if this happens? What would you do here? If you don't get a good feeling from your doctor, leave. It's okay. Just because they got an MD doesn't mean anything. You can also, and we'll drop this in the chat, there is a website called healthgrades.com that you can go to, do your research for doctors in your area, for the specialty that you're looking for. Do those things so that you can hopefully avoid situations like this. So, and Sab, I know you wanted to add something about maternal health.
I mean, we've talked about this before about maternal health. I mean, we don't have to talk about this much more because I feel like this community, we have very savvy and smart community where we don't have to constantly talk about Black maternal health because we've talked about this before. You can do all the research you can go to, I'm not coming with a defeatist attitude, just to Aisha's point, do your due diligence, do your research. Yes. I mean, we can only do so much, but that bias, implicit bias is always there. So
it's there even within our own people. Yeah,
it is. But yeah, definitely do your own research, ask questions, be very intentional, take your health by the reins. Because I remember there was a judge, I forget the judge's daughter-in-law that passed away. The judge's daughter-in-law passed away. We do what we can, right?
Yeah, for sure. So, but if you are not looking to have a baby, then This Week in Public Health, see how I tied that together, Sab? I did that pretty good, huh?
So yes, the over-the-counter birth control is coming, and here's what we need to know about it. So, a recently approved contraceptive called Opill should be available for consumers next year, and it's not clear on how or whether or not insurance will cover it. But we bring this up on the heels of Roe v. Wade and how they're trying to control everything that comes out of our bodies and in our bodies and outside of our bodies. So yeah, this over-the-counter birth control is coming, and it was recently approved. It recently approved contraception. I'm like, what's so different about the current birth control that's out? But no, this one will be available over the counter. That's just the thing. It's consumers next year. So right now, I believe you have to go through a physician or you got to go through Planned Parenthood or something like that. But it's not clear how or whether insurance will cover it. So we just wanted to make you ladies and or gentlemen aware that this is something coming down the pipeline that was approved by the FDA.
Because contraception is everybody's business. Well, not everybody, but everybody's responsibility, I should say.
So this will be the first daily oral contraceptive that will be available for sale over the counter in stores as well as online. So reproductive health advocates hailed the groundbreaking approval as a step that can help millions of people avoid pregnancy, which is unintended nearly half the time in the United States of America.
Amen. So for those of us that are like, we probably not having any babies anytime soon, we fall into the older adult category. I don't know how I feel about that, but I'm gonna just keep going.
Seasoned.
Seasoned. Thank you. Experienced. I like that. So there was recently an article. Thank you. Yes, Latasha, be intentional. There was recently an article, somebody asked the question in Reddit, what are you simply getting too old for? And it garnered quite a number of responses. So we'll talk about just a couple. We want to know, drop in the comments while we're doing this, what is it you feel like you are getting too old for? Like, what are you just not gonna put up with, not gonna do anymore? So
what are some of the examples that they gave from the Reddit? Can we give some examples that they gave from the Reddit so people can have an idea?
I love this one. I'm a big Keanu Reeves fan. I will say this, so I actually like this. He says he protects his peace. He's not gonna argue with nobody anymore. If you tell him 2 + 2 is 5, he said, "Okay, thank you. Have a nice day." He's not gonna argue with anybody. So I'm down with that. This one, okay, I may have had a hangover or two in my college days. Sab, you ever had any hangovers?
Oh, definitely.
Yes. So back in the day, it was nothing to have a hangover. I didn't have a real job. I didn't have a kid. I didn't have a husband.
But how long did it take you to get over that when you were like in college? Did it take you like a couple hours, or was it like?
No, it took me a couple days. Like this says I don't have 3 days to get back to normal anymore. I don't know if it took me 3 days, but it did take me at least a day, probably 2. I just I don't have time for that now. I got too many things to do on the calendar. No, we're good. So a few others they mention in the article about bar life. Like you used to be able to go to a bar and be like, this is fun and dance. Now you're like, these are too many annoying people. Go away.
Yes.
It's too loud. Y'all hurt my ears. And then this one, they also had one which really made me laugh. Not starting anything after 9 o'clock. What you mean you're not going out until 10 or 11? No. My makeup's off. I'm in the bed. What you know? So too damn old for your petty mess. Thank you, Kimberly. So I do have 2 very strong things that I am too old for.
What are you too old for?
Give me my assigned seat and sit your behind in your assigned seat.
So they have you. You want your assigned. Just you don't get the seats. Like
because
concert.
I don't want to have to get to, like it says, I don't want to have to get to a concert like 4 hours before it starts, scout out a good place to sit, and then, I'm hungry. I got to go to the bathroom. It's just hot. No. Listen, and then if I get up because I'm hungry, like I'll be at a concert with my husband. I love my husband, but he's so sweet. He'll be like, yeah, we got room. You can sit next to us. And slowly, those people that crouch and get closer and closer to you. And then like I'm squeezed on top of people now when I come back from the bathroom. I will fight you. Get about my spot.
Aisha needs her assigned seat. Aisha needs her assigned seat ticket. So if you went to the Beyonce concert,
listen, to the point my husband and I went to a play, and I thought this lady was in my seat. I had the ticket. I'm showing her everything. I got the ushers involved. I pulled the whole, honey, hold my drink. I sure did.
Aisha, really?
Yes. This lady had to be about 60 years old.
Like,
I don't
do that on a plane. On a plane, yes.
No, not the plane. A play, like in the theater.
A plane. I said plane. On a plane, yes.
No, not on a plane, but in a play in a theater. And I told her, you in my seat. Here's my ticket. And then come to find out I had the wrong ticket. That was my
Look at you.
I will fight you.
One of mine was, and I liked yours, Phoenix. What does Phoenix say about like not loving, no longer begging anyone to love me?
Yes,
that's one of mine.
There you go, Sam.
Just caring for people who don't care about me. Like I'm tired. Like I'm in the space of I'm trying to make more friends, and I feel like it has to be reciprocated. Like it has a two-way street. Yes. And I'm not, I feel like I'm not going to beg you to be my friend. If I call you, you don't call me back. If I call you, you need to call me back. Like, I can't do that. So to your point, Phoenix, like begging someone, we're not necessarily begging someone, but just opining for someone to be my friend.
You know why, Sab? Mm-hmm. You tell them because you are the ish. You don't need to beg nobody to be your friend.
Exactly.
Tell them.
The next one is heat. You guys, I haven't been in Texas it'll be 10 years in October. And this one says, I remember when I used to want to lay out and do beach activities and swim. Now I'm dreading having to go out into the sun. I want to be locked away in the air conditioner. Yo, to even walk to the car is a whole mission here in Dallas, Texas. It'd be 107, 106. It's like, I used to be okay with hanging out in front of a beach or lying out in front of a pool. I can't do that anymore. I don't want to do it.
Not much better, girl. We cooking down here.
Shoot, geez Louise, it is crazy hot. So no. I mean, maybe, okay, if I could do it if I went on vacay or something. I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Thank you, Kimberly. Kimberly said, you will get these hands. Yes, you will. So to Linda's point here about her comfort being important, listen, so that was my other one. I didn't realize until recently that this was one of the things I was too old for. So we traveled. We went on vacation this summer for about a week, and we flew with my kid for the first time. We always drove prior to this. I let my husband book the plane. Okay. And how come I looked at him? I said, they ain't got no meal on this plane. And then I was like, they ain't got no TV on this plane. I was like, where's my pillow? Where's my leg room? How come the overhead compartments are so small? I got to check my carry-on bag. I was mad. So I'm with you, Linda. I didn't realize that like my comfort when I was traveling was so important. I used to be like, give me a backpack and I'll go wherever. I need my full-on meal. Don't give me these peanuts. I need my TV. I need a pillow. I need my blanket. All the things when I'm traveling.
It's about your comfort. It's about our comfort.
It is, period. I sound so bougie right now.
No, you don't. You sound bougie. You don't sound bougie. It gets to a point where your comfort shouldn't be a compromise.
Oh,
and
good.
You have to be happy. So on to our mental health moment. We wanted to do something a little different. This mental health. Well, we always do something different with our mental health moment, but I like this one. So Aisha, do you like hugs?
I love hugs.
Loves hugs.
I hug everybody.
You hug everybody. So when you hug
people,
do you just like, hey, Aisha, how you doing? Hey,
I ask people first, like, because not everybody's a hugger. And if they tell me yes, that they are okay with hugs or they like hugs, I'm a full-on squeeze.
You ask them first?
Sometimes, okay. Like if I don't know you, but I squeeze. Like you gonna get all this body with that hug.
So there's a reason why I asked Aisha that, and there's a reason why I asked you ladies in the community that, because if you notice, sometimes when people give you a hug, I'm not calling anybody out or you, Aisha, but like you give people a hug, and you're just like, hey, Aisha, how you doing? You see that? Mm-hmm. What I want to bring up is when you see somebody, hold the hug a little longer. Not everybody, specific people that you feel like you really want to engage with. Hold the hug. Because after 6 seconds in the hug, the brain starts to release oxytocin and serotonin. So there's a difference between, hey, Aisha, versus, hey, Aisha, how you doing? Everything okay? You feeling all right? She's fine. And she says she's good. Like, you see how, so hold the hug a little longer. Because again, the brain starts to release oxytocin and serotonin. So when you hold that hug for 6 seconds, it releases pleasure. It releases pleasure in both of you. So there's a difference between, hey, how you doing? Versus, hey, how you doing? There's a difference. Mm-hmm. There's a difference. Really be intentional about your hug. Be intentional about your asking. I had a friend one time when he would ask me, hey, Sabrina, how you doing? I'm like, do you hear yourself even say that? Because you really don't mean it when you ask me. You don't listen to whether or not I'm feeling good or not. I'm not saying that we have to know everybody's life story, but just be intentional about the hug for 6 seconds. And just be intentional about when you're asking how people are doing. It also it increases your immune system, and it reduces depression. And it's the gift of gratitude chemical, the serotonin and the oxytocin, when you're like genuinely hugging someone. And just go ahead, Aisha.
I love that. So listen, I'll hug. Sab, when we finally meet in person, I'm gonna give you the biggest hug, and we're gonna both release the serotonins in our bodies.
All right. So next,
I love it. It is
spotlight.
Yes, I'm so excited about this. Okay, really quick, I want to say something about the hugs though. Science says you need to get at least 7 hugs a day.
So I've never heard that before.
Yes, girl. So practice giving those good hugs, getting those good hugs. 7 a day. Do what you can to get them. Okay, so our beautiful brown girl. And listen, I'm all for it. Bring them on. So our beautiful brown girl spotlight, as we mentioned earlier, Netflix had that 4-part series about the ladies of hip hop. So we really wanted to take a moment here to give these women, especially these pioneers, their flowers in our beautiful brown girl spotlight. We wanted to really, kind of bring up the importance of these women, not just to a musical genre, but truly to the culture. And I have to say this, that their contribution to the culture cannot go unnoticed. So I said we went on vacation this summer. We went to Washington, D.C. One of the places we went that I was very intentional, I was like, I don't care what we're doing. One of the places we going was the Smithsonian National Museum of African American History. Girl, if you ain't been, you need to go. It was amazing. We spent about 4.5, almost 5 hours there, and I could have spent longer. But they also, in one of their permanent exhibits, have an exhibit dedicated to hip hop, to the music, and to some of these ladies. MC Lyte is featured in there. Her door knocker earrings are featured in the Smithsonian Museum.
Door knockers.
That's what they call them. They're the door knocker earrings. You can see Roxanne Shante has a pair of them on there. In the picture right underneath Queen Latifah. Queen Latifah and one of her African crowns that she used to wear in her videos and on stage are featured in there. So these women and so many more taught us in the culture things that we still value today. Sab, you mentioned earlier Little Kim. They actually talk about Little Kim and that infamous purple outfit that she wore. The one with the one breast out. And it had the little pasty. And every time I think of that, I think of Diana Ross giving her her boob a little tap there when she won her award. I was yes. Diana Ross did what? They talk about that and how that led the way for basically everybody got their boobies out now. It's true. But Little Kim did it first. And it goes back to body positivity. They talk about Sylvia Robinson. I mentioned her earlier. She was the founder of Sugar Hill Records. You remember what group came out of Sugar Hill Records, Sab? The Sugar Hill Gang and Rapper's Delight. A hip, a hop, a hip it, a hip hop. I'm not a rapper. Y'all don't hold that against me. Right. We don't have the Sugar Hill Gang and Rapper's Delight. Don't laugh at me, Sab, without a woman.
I'm laughing with you.
Thank you. Appreciate that. We want to celebrate Yo-Yo, who taught us about the misogynistic culture and how to not be called bees and hoes.
Who are you calling them?
Exactly. UNITY. That's my girl Latifah. Yo-Yo told Ice Cube, who was hard as they come, he was not going to call her a B. And guess what? He did not. Respect. And that's something we still fight for today. Roxanne Shante, I love this story. She gave us the first female diss track called Roxanne's Revenge when rapper KRS-One, who I like KRS-One, I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna pretend like I don't. But in the early days, he did not come correct. He wrote a rap talking about how Roxanne was only good for having sex with. She was 16 years old. Roxanne Shante came out with Roxanne's Revenge. Without that, we don't have Meg Thee Stallion having the courage to stand up for what she went through and to say, no, y'all gonna believe me. So these women gave us, we have the Nickys, the Trinas, the Cardis, the Megs, all that because of these women. Moni Love, MC Lyte, Yo-Yo, DeBrat, all of them. So we really wanted to give them their flowers, tell them thank you for giving us the strength, the courage to control the narrative today in the culture, in the music, all the things. And just thank you for all that they've given to us. Y'all love me some old school hip hop. I'm gonna go listen to something after this.
Well, thank you for sharing that, Aisha. I swear I learned so much. I'm not a big hip hop head, but I do like hip hop. And obviously I love women in hip hop. But yeah, so as we come to a close, I want to say thank you, ladies, and thank you, Aisha, for hanging out with us today. We are really, truly grateful for you, and the conversation does not stop there. So definitely be sure to connect with us. But we do want to make sure that you can connect with us and in each other in the community. So make sure that you go to our website at beautifulbrowngirls.com. And there you will see all the ways to connect with us from there. You can find your local chapter. You can learn about us and our mission, and you can learn about the team and all the things that we have going on. And we have lots going on. And we also want to share that you can join us on Facebook, the Beautifully Shaded. You can again, the Mighty Networks that we talked about earlier. So make sure that you make sure that you connect with us there, because again, the conversation does not stop there. Okay, Aisha, can you share with the community where they can connect and learn about you?
Yes. So I have been doing so much work since you all saw me last. I think I had mentioned, and I've kind of dropped here and there, I'm an artist, I'm painting, all the things. I am truly trying to grow this business. It is called Art in Between, because my philosophy is we can fit art in between all the crazy spaces of our lives. You can find me on Facebook, Art in Between. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me at LinkedIn, all Art in Between and all the spaces. And you can find my website. I will drop that in the chat. I got a nice little bit.ly there. On my website, you can shop my paintings. I have jewelry that I do. And this is the part I'm most proud about. So I'm going to see how much I can stand up. That last link there, I have wearable art, people. You can't afford a painting because it costs a lot, because paintings ain't cheap. I won't tell you that. But you want to step up your fashion game? Hold on. So this is one of my dresses. Thank you. This is a dress that was actually created based off of one of my paintings. So I have 4 different designs right now, and those designs are all turned into different clothing, whether it's dresses, jumpsuits, crop tops, skirts. I got men's shirts in there too, short sleeve, long sleeve. So please go to, it's called La Gallerista, but I made just a simple link there that I'll drop that in the chat box too, because that link is too hard to do on its own. But yes, you can shop my wearable art. So please come out. At the very least, follow me on Instagram and Facebook to see all the art shenanigans. And I update about, my medical journey and stuff in there too. But please shop the art, shop the clothing. I'm so excited. And I will be expanding. The clothing line will be expanding to new prints, new styles. So be on the lookout for that. So yeah. So Sab, where can the people find you?
Well, they can find me at sabjackson.com. All of the information is there. My new podcast, even though I'm so bad I didn't release an episode today intentionally, because this weekend was so fully packed for my business and all the other stuff. But everything is on sabjackson.com. Podcast, Waist Beads of Real Estate with Sab Jackson is really taking off. I'm really excited about that. But yeah, if you want to connect with me there, connect with me on LinkedIn. There's another space. Please connect with me on LinkedIn. And if you are a part of this community and you want to connect with me on Facebook, that's fine as well. I've definitely started to open up my Facebook space, because I'm like, I only connect with people I know. I mean, I don't have to know you, but we have a real tight knit community. I'm also obviously in the Mighty Networks community. So definitely connect with me there. Aisha, thank you for sharing so much about your art. She's literally wearing her art on the show today. But thank you again for filling in and joining us today. We really appreciate you, Aisha. And
thank you.
The conversation does not stop there. We will be back. Our next episode of Brownversations is on August 28th on a Monday. And again, we really appreciate all of you joining us. We wish you all a good evening, and we will talk with you guys all soon.
Thank you, ladies. Have a great, great night. Bye.